Hello, Daily Drafters, and welcome back to the channel for today's daily draft. And not just another daily draft, the first draft of a new set, and also not just any set. This is Modern Horizons 3 here on MTG Arena. This is going to be fun. These formats are always such a blast. It's been so long since I've recorded a draft video for you all, at least 3 weeks or so. These in-between periods between sets when one's winding down and the next one's getting ready have become a little long for me with the exclusion of early access in the last couple of sets, but it is what it is. So we are here for Modern Horizons 3. For the first draft of these new sets, I always like to record this little bit of an intro because I have to read tons of cards for both myself and for you coming up when we get into the packs. Now, I have been playing Magic for a long time. At this point, it's been about 7 years or so, which didn't realize it was actually that long until I said it. But there are mechanics in here from decades ago, and I don't know all of them. I have a pretty good idea how most of them work. I'm going to be learning this set with you. I'll be drafting it a lot, so I'll have a pretty good understanding of it quickly. And I know most of the mechanics from the last 7 years or so. But before that, I'm going to do the best I can to make all the connections that I can. It's a very deep set, very synergistic, lots going on. It's going to be fun. And we've got our first draft of it today. And I know that's what you're here for, and that's what I'm here for. I'll see you in pack number 1. All right, here we are, and let's get to reading. All right, we got one rare in this pack, Flare of Cultivation. So this is the pitch spell for this cycle, or for this set. These Modern Horizon sets usually have like some free spells. They're not usually great in limited. Yeah, you can sacrifice a non-token green creature and pay 0 for this. You can get 2 basic lands. So it's kind of like, this is Cultivate, but like hard to cast for limited, basically. There is a Stomp, which I think is good. These MDFC lands are quite good and versatile. I mean, it's 1 and a red or 1 and a green to bite something, and it's a land on the other side. Golden Tail Trainer is a very good card and a very good archetype. We've also got Fanged Flames. 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker, exile it. At sorcery speed, which is pretty good. I'm not seeing on first glance many other great commons here. I think I'm going to take the MDFC card and land to start out this format here. I do think Fang Flames and Golden Tail Trainer are the next 2 cards I would take here. But we'll take the versatile dual land that is also a removal spell. Now there's another MDFC. 3 mana, destroy a land. They can get a basic land. Put on the battlefield tap, but more importantly, creatures without flying can't block. It's also a red source on the other side. There's also 3 mana, 3/3, pay a life, sack a creature, create a treasure. Could be kind of interesting. I don't know if that's super supported in this set necessarily. What else do we have? What do I notice? Utter Insignificance. What is Twisted Riddle Keeper? This is the blue Emerge card. This seems pretty good to me as well. Worn Power Stone is interesting. There are some landscapes here. These fetch lands are going to be pretty darn good in this set, I have a feeling. It's early enough. I'm going to go ahead and take the rare. I don't know if this is right or if this is wrong necessarily. It seems like you can do some fun things with this. I have a feeling in a week or so, I might be taking one of these fetch lands, but I want to take the rare cards and play with some of the more powerful stuff in the set to begin. Now we've got Breathe Your Last, which is just a power crept murder. It's murder, but you gain a life for each of the creature's colors as well. But there's an Amped Raptor, and this card is, I was going to say insane. It's very good. 2 mana, 2/1 first strike. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. Then if you cast it from your hand, which probably would have, you exile the top card of your library until you exile a non-land. You can cast it by paying energy rather than its mana cost, which I think is quite good. There is a Phyrexian Ironworks for a red energy deck here as well. Path of Annihilation, I feel like could be pretty good in a big mana Eldrazi deck. There is Breathe Your Last, like I mentioned. There is Seething Landscape as one of the fetch lands as well. I think I'm going to take the Amped Raptor to go with the Stomp. I don't know how much this Soul Trader is going to have very many synergies in the format, but we will see here. So the energy colors are red-blue, red-white, and blue-white here if we think we want to build around energy a little bit, and Inspired Inventor does do that quite well. It's a 3 mana 2/2 that you can either get 3 energy when it enters, could put a counter on something or make a 1/1, all of which are going to be pretty good in a pretty aggressive energy aggro deck. There's also Smelted Charge Bug. 2 mana, 1/3 Menace. ETBs get 2 energy. And when it attacks, you can pay 1 energy, and if you do, another target attacking creature gets +1/+0 and Menace. Both of these are quite good here. I think I'm going to take the Charge Bug to go with the Amped Raptor. I think Inventor is a better card, but I don't need to expand myself into white necessarily this early, in my opinion. So I'm going to take the red card. And then we do get a pick 5 Fanged Flames, but oh boy. I see a Writhing Chrysalis here, and this card is incredible. 4 mana, 2/3 Devoid, which means it doesn't have a color. But when you cast the spell, you get 2 Eldrazi spawns, which sack to add a colorless mana. It has reach, and whenever you sacrifice another Eldrazi, you put a 1/1 counter on this card. So this just ramps out like 7 drops on turn 5. We already have 2. We don't have to be super into energy for these 2 cards to be pretty good. I do like Fanged Flames. I think Nightshade Dryad would be great in a red-green deck as well. But I think Writhing Chrysalis is a signal that red-green could be open, and I think red-green is one of the better decks from looking at the spoiler and looking at the kind of cards and gold cards it gets access to. Now we do get a pick 6 Fanged Flames here. We are hooking up our neighbor in red too by passing all these Fanged Flames, but I'm not going to look too much into that right now. I'm just going to take the Fanged Flames. Which one is this one? Okay, so 2 mana Mana Rock with energy, not too bad. There's a Cranial Ram here if we thought about going red-black, which we could with the Soul Trader, but goes well with the Cranial Ram. But I'm just going to stay red here. I think the Chrysalis is enough of a reason to continue down red-green that I'm just going to do that. What else do we got here? Here is one of those MDFC lands. 3 mana, 1/3 Death Touch. If you've drawn 3 or more cards, you do some things. There's a Horrid Shadow Spinner, draw a bunch of cards. Nyxborn Hydra. I don't think this is very good. I also don't think Siege Smash. Well, it does give Trample. I'm actually just going to take the land here. It doesn't it touches red, which is good. It's also a colorless source for some of the Eldrazi that we might be wanting to cast in this deck. And now we've got a Warped Tusker. 7 mana, 6/8 reach. And when you cast or cycle it, you get an Eldrazi spawn. And it has cycling for 2 and a green. I think we'll take that here. There is a Sheltered Landscape as well, which would be more colorless sources for us. These, like I said, these fetch lands, they tap. They're like Evolving Wilds for 3 colors. Except they tap for colorless as well. And you don't even have to sack them. Very versatile and very good. Vexing Bauble is a big nope. There's a Mog Mob, which is good if you can cast it, but might not be able to cast it particularly often. Solstice Zealot, Dross Claw. I guess I'll take the Siege Smash here. It gives +3, +2, and Trample. Could be pretty good if we're going red-green here. Red-green is looking to be a little bit cut already, which I don't particularly like. A bunch of blue cards. So 5 mana, 3/4 Vigilance. ETBs, look at the top 6. Artifact or Enchantment. I'll just take the red card. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be red. This is red energy as well. So let's go ahead and take that here. Temperamental Oozewag seems fine. It's a 4 mana 4/4. I think this is like pretty close to Giant Beaver from OTJ. 4 mana 4/4 with Adapt 2 and gives modified creatures Trample, which is going to be important in these big spell decks. Like with the presence of Eldrazi. Wow, the Inventor Wield. I thought about taking that earlier. With the presence of big Eldrazi like Warp Tusker and the presence of Eldrazi Spawn, I think Trample is going to be pretty good. So let's go ahead and take the Inspired Inventor. I don't even know what this does. Pretty much nothing, I don't think. And a Specimen here. Okay. Wow, this is a lot of black cards. In fact, there's no red except Conduit Goblin, which is very good. I think we're somewhere between a red-white aggro and a red-green deck here. So 2 mana 2/2 has Adapt. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on it, you may create a spawn. Very good. There's also a Wastecape Battle Mage, 2 mana 2/2, but one of those is notably colorless mana. Has Kicker as well, and you can kick it to do multiple different things, which I think is good, but I think you want access to both of these kickers. I might just take the Conduit Goblin and kind of toe the line between red-white and green-red here. I think with the Inventor Wheeling, we could have a pretty good red-white energy aggro deck. There's also a Mandibular Kite. That one's not particularly great. I think I'm going to take the Conduit Goblin over the green card there. And now I see a Galvanic Discharge. This might be one of the better commons in the entire set. 1 mana, choose a creature or planeswalker, you get 3 energy, then you may pay any amount of energy to deal that much damage to that permanent. Very good. 1 mana could deal as much as 5 or 6 in a dedicated energy deck here. There is an Evolution Witness, which is also quite good. Kind of like Eternal Witness with almost upside at common. Yeah, I said it. Felda Profane is almost like one of those MDFC, almost, it is one of those MDFC lands that is a pretty good removal spell as well. There's some blue things. I don't think we really need to look outside of red, green, and white here. And because we know we're red, we're going to go ahead and take the Galvanic Discharge. Wow, lots of good stuff still for us. So there's a Reiterating Bolt. 2 mana, deal 3 to a creature or planeswalker. And when you cast it, you can copy it by paying 3 energy any number of times. Quite good. There's also another Conduit Goblin. And a Decree of Justice to a lesser extent, but I don't think this card is particularly great. Both of these are quite good. If we're red-white wants to be a little bit more aggressive. And Conduit Goblin, I wonder if that could wheel. We might be the only red-white drafter. We got the last Conduit Goblin pretty late. If this one doesn't wheel, I'll be a little bit worried, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Bolt here. That doesn't seem great for us. Pinnacle Monk. 5 mana 2/2 prowess. When an ETBs, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. And it's a land. Pretty good to me. There's also Mandibular Kite. I think I would play a copy of this, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Pinnacle Monk here. Cursed Wombat still being here is great. This card is really, really good as well. 2 mana 2/3 adapt 2 for 4 mana. And any permanent you have has, whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on it, put an additional 1 on it. Quite good. As well as Expanding Ooze, but we're going to go ahead and take the Pinnacle Monk pretty easily there. Fetch lands are back, baby. Not really for us, I don't think. What is this? 2 mana 3/1. Whenever a non-token creature ETBs, you proliferate. That's pretty good with our energy. I don't think Essence Reliquary is very good, and Strength of the Harvest I think could be pretty good as well. We could also splash Writhing Chrysalis off of that. I don't know if we really want to, though. I do think we need some aggressive creatures if we're going to try to be a red-white aggro deck here. This is pretty much the only card we could play here. There is a Sheltered Landscape. Never mind. This is perfect. See? It's the fetch land that could fetch red-white or green if you need to, if we want to splash this Chrysalis, potentially. So that's the exact fetch land we were looking for. And here's another one. Is there anything else we could take? What is this? 4 mana 3/3 exploit. When it exploits a creature, you can take control of something. I forget the name of the effect, but you take control of a thing until end of turn. It gains haste. Thraben Charm deals damage to twice the number of creatures you control, destroy an enchantment, exile graveyards. I think that's okay, but I'm just going to take the perfectly on-color fetch land for us. And look, pick 8 Conduit Goblin, Hex Gold Slith, and Metastatic Evangel. Our deck is open here. Yeah, I want all of these. Like, all of these are so good. I would love the pick might actually be Hexgold Slith here. That card is quite good. And we might wheel the other Conduit Goblin. If we do, that would be insane. We could play a Thraben Charm, I guess. I just don't think we're casting Mogmob. Oh my gosh. All right, we did it. So our deck is wide open here. And that's the exact spot you want to be in. So we'll see about splashing this Writhing Chrysalis. I don't think we're going to need it. It's much better if you're ramping to bigger Eldrazi stuff. And this one on the splash, I mean, the card is good by itself. But I just don't know if we'll need that. I mean, look at our curve right now. Look at all the 2s we have. This Amped Raptor is going to be able to cast so many different things out of our deck, including 3 Conduit Goblins. These aren't even legendary. Oh, this is going to be great. All right. This could be playable, I guess. I don't really want to start it, but it could be. It does give us energy. All right, what is this? 1 mana, 1/2. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life and get an energy. Whenever you attack at all, doesn't even have to be with this, you pay 3 energy. When you do, put 2 counters and a flying counter on target attacking creature. Wow. Yeah, I'll take that. There's also Nyxborn Unicorn here, which would be incredible. I think this card's very good. So Bestow means you can pay 4 mana to put an aura on a creature that gives +2/+2 and Mentor. And then when that creature dies, you have a Nyxborn Unicorn, which is a 2/2 Mentor on the battlefield. Pretty darn good. There's a Wither and Bloom, which is a great black removal spell. So many Mogmobs, but let's take the Guide of Souls here. What is this? 5 mana, 4/4. When it ETBs, you get 3 energy. That's good for us. Beginning of combat, you can pay 2. If you do, it gets Vigilance and Lifelink, or all other creatures you control get +1/+1. That seems pretty good. What else do we have here? Another Thraben Charm. There's a Nyxborn Unicorn. That could be better than this for us. I don't know. Another Captor. Glimpse the Impossible gives you some Eldrazi spawn. Meltdown, destroy each artifact. That's more of a sideboard card. It's between the Unicorn and the Angel for me here. I don't know what's the best necessarily. I'm going to start by taking the uncommon, and maybe I'm wrong on that. What is this? 3 mana, 2/2. Whenever it or another colorless creature dies, you get an experience counter, and you can pay Wooburg. Yeah, that's not for us. Choose up to 1 target artifact or creature in your graveyard. You get 2 energy, then you can pay an energy equal to the amount of that card's mana value if you do return it from the graveyard to the battlefield and it has cycling. That could actually be playable for us. There's another Sheltering Landscape here, but I don't think this deck wants to splash. So I don't know how in the market for these we are. It's another Inventor's Axe, but honestly that will wheel. So I'm just going to take the Jolted Awake here. And yikes, we're kind of getting cut this last pack, unfortunately. How many enchantments do we have? 0? So the Rose-Caught Knight is not great for us. I don't think I would really play 2 Inventor's Axe, and everything else here is just unplayable. There's an Eldrazi Repurposer. It's a great card. 3 mana, 3/3. When you cast, and when it dies, you get a spawn, but I think we're just straight red-white. 2 mana, 2/2 Flying First Strike. When ETBs destroy up to 1 target non-basic land, they can search their library for a basic put on the battlefield tapped. Or 5 mana, 2 damage to all their creatures. And then you get a Spellgorger Weird. I don't know if that's for us. We could play a Solstice Zealot. This isn't great. There's also a Thriving Skyclaw #2, which has energy. I'm going to try out the Zealot here. See if I want that. Okay, here's some stuff. Legion Leadership. I think that's what I'm going to take. I do really like Inspired Inventor, but the flexibility of taking a dual land for our deck that also could be a win con is quite good. 2 mana instant until end of turn, double target creature's power, and it gains First Strike. I do really like the Inventor. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Legion leadership here. Another Solstice Zealot. What is this one? I don't think even in a dedicated energy deck I want this. Or do I? So when it enters the battlefield, you exile any non-land permanent until it leaves and you get 2 energy. And then at the beginning of your turn, you have to pay an energy or you sacrifice this. I'll decide in deck building. We'll see. Alright, nothing for us here except for another landscape that I'm not going to play. So I'll just put that into the sideboard. Mogmob, Angel of the Ruin. I'm not playing any of this either. Got pretty much all of the red and the white cards back. Do I want another Thraben Charm? We have 12 creatures? That's not even that much. Yeah, we got a really good pack 2, and then pack 3 just completely died on us. That's weird, because we determined, like, we wheeled that Conduit Goblin, so where were all the red-white cards? Maybe this player exactly was in red-white as well? That was weird. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and build this deck, and I'll see y'all after deck building. Alright, after deck building, here is where I ended up, and honestly, as I look at the deck, I'm not actually super thrilled with it. I would like to play 15 lands with 3 MDFC lands here, but I don't actually have another card I can really put in. The only other one is that 4-mana 3/3 with Exploit that like steals a creature, which I don't think is that great. We only have 12 creatures. Granted, Mandibular Kite is kind of like another creature. You know, Stomp is a removal that cares about your creature. Inventor's Axe, I wouldn't really want to run 2 of these in an ideal scenario. So as much as I thought we were doing really well in the draft portion, like all I've got is Angel of the Ruins, Rosecott Knight with 4 artifacts and 1 enchantment. I mean, a 5-mana 3/4 vigilance. I guess it's a 5-mana 4/5 vigilance. But then I would cut a land. I guess I could play that over an axe, maybe. I don't know if I want another axe, even though it gives me energy. So maybe I just run it like this. I'm not super thrilled about it, to be honest. But I think we could steal some quick wins if the Eldrazi decks we play against kind of stumble on their mana or something like that. But we'll try this out. Red-white energy aggro, first draft of the format. We'll see how it does. See you in game 1. All right, we're at first here. The hand isn't great, but I think we might be stuck with hands like this pretty often with this deck. So we have a 1/1 flyer as well as Conduit Goblin on 2, which could be good if we draw a 3 or 4 drop, but I mean, we'll see. Yeah, don't need more lands. I don't need to pay the energy for this. Alright, so now we're just need to draw good cards off the top of our deck, I suppose. Alright, they got one of the fetch lands here. And a 3/1. I said I don't need more lands. Alright, well, I guess we push some damage here. I don't know. Alright, and we're already out of gas. I hate aggro. I hate aggro so much. I mean, maybe the keep was a little suspect, but like, I don't know, man. Okay, that's a 2/2. We just don't have a quick enough of a clock. Like, if we had another 2-drop in hand at any point here, we could have, like, double spelled and bashed in with the goblin and things. Like, this card is good if you have other creatures to play with it. We just haven't. And we're getting to the point against a red-green likely Eldrazi deck here. All they have to do is play just like a 4-mana 4/4, and we're just kind of toast. Okay, 3-mana 2/1. They can start getting permanents back here. Alright, well, that's something we can give haste with the Conduit Goblin, so that's not too bad. Most of the time we're gonna whiff. I mean, we only have like 5 hits in the whole deck, I think. Maybe 4. And 1 is already on the battlefield here. Okay, so this can turn into a 4/3 and get something back potentially. But they do have a threat on the battlefield they kind of need to deal with. We don't have a lot of card advantage in our deck either. This thing also has Death Touch, which is pretty annoying against our 4/5 Vigilance here. Yeah, see, I mean, I guess something we can do is move this over here and hope they don't have removal. So it's still not lethal to pay the energy here, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this, and hopefully they don't have interaction, and then next turn we just kill them with the flyer. And even if they can kill this, we can move the kite to the goblin, which still does win here, but they can get back a couple of things that don't matter with the evolution witness. Actually, no, they can't because they don't have green. Yeah, so they can't do that. Okay. Got a couple outs to win here. I guess if they haven't conceded, then they do have an out. That was also pretty clutch, because the goblin can give that haste now. Unless they kill the goblin here, but then they have to also kill the knight. So what do they have? Okay, they can kill the knight, but the goblin can still make this lethal. Can they also kill the goblin? Do I want to pay 2 energy? No, because either they can kill this or they can't. Like, if I pay 2 energy and they kill it, yeah, I was about to say. There's no reason to pay the energy there. Alright. We kind of flooded out, but still managed to get the win. And here, my friends, is the power of Legion leadership. That it makes this hand instantly keepable because we have a white and a red source, a tapped white on turn 1 if we want it, with Evangel coming down, Zealot coming down. I mean, it's exactly what we're looking to do here. Yeah, let's get this down. That makes our other energy cards quite good and our other creatures. We are going to need some lands, obviously, but there we go. So it gets +1, +0, and haste. So how do I want to do this? This is interesting. So I play the Evangel and then I play a creature and I proliferate my energy. And then I give the Evangel haste and attack with it. Or I play the creature, play the Evangel, get an energy. And then give it haste and still attack with it. So I guess either way kind of does that. Conversely, I could also kill the expanding ooze here. Let's do this. Or I could use all 3 energy to give the Evangel 2 counters and a flying counter. Which is crazy. Oh. Well, that was kind of dumb. Because it doesn't have haste unless I give it haste with the goblin. Okay. Well, we're learning. There's a lot of a lot of crazy things you can do here. So we still have a decent little hand, I think. It says flash, right? Yes, it does. All right. Let's see what they've got here. Could have some busted things. What I don't want to see is the gold uncommon, the other one for black-green. That exact one, the cursed wombat. Okay. Yeah. That's not what I wanted to see. Okay. Inspired Inventor. We can use Galvanic Discharge to hopefully get rid of one of these. None of these have reach, do they? No, okay. Go ahead and pay it. Attack with it. Yeah, I'll pay the energy. I mean, it's now a 5/4 flyer. Okay. Let's see if they go to adapt the expanding ooze here. I guess I can discharge in response. Or do I want to kill the cursed wombat, which is... I think I'll do this one. Alright, so lightning bolt, I guess, is what that was. Wow, this start has been quite good. They've also had an incredible start too. I just have had quite a good aggressive energy start here. So if they kill the Inventor, I mean, they kind of have to kill the Guide of Souls because every creature we play gives us 2 energy because of these 2 cards. which gives it haste, which basically gives it flying and +2/+2. Like, but their current biggest threat is a 4/4 flyer. If they don't kill that, then I mean that's also pretty bad for them. Okay, access to red mana. Don't care about them adapting that, really. Okay, so they did choose to kill the Inventor, but now the Evangel is going to be a big problem. So let's go ahead and play the Solstice Zealot, get a bunch of energy. Go to combat. Take action. Attack. I could attack here as well. I could technically attack with everything and use the Inventor's Axe to do that, but I think next turn I can also just give the Evangel flying and then give the Conduit Goblin flying, so I mean we've got pretty good a pretty good board setup right now. They just have so many things they have to deal with. Any other non-token creature would be a good draw here, obviously, because we get 2 energy for free from it. And either way, next turn. Okay, so Evolution Witness, that should be okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, look at this. That was on the better side of draws we could have possibly had, but it was a good one. Alright, we go first again with Stump Stomp as our red source, Evangelon 2, and then kind of go from there. So we will play this here, and then that's why these things are so powerful on turn, not even on turn 1. Well, yes, on turn 1, but like, we would have had to send that back if we didn't have that as a tapped land in our opening hand. Glyph Elemental. Think I would like the energy here. And then I can proliferate that energy. Do I want to trade this off? I don't know. That's pretty good. I mean, it's going to be a 3/3 next turn. I think I'll offer the trade. I don't think they take it. So I'll attack for 3. And if they do, I guess that's okay. We don't get to proliferate anymore, but we're going to have 7 energy next turn when we play the Skyclaw here. And then the following turn, 10 energy with the Voltstorm Angel if we can find a land in 2 turns. Alright, lifelink 2/1. Alright. Whenever one or more counters on it, it gets Menace. Well, I mean, I guess I offer the trade. We kind of just, like, if I hit them for 2 and then they hit me for 2 and gain 2 life, it kind of just comes out in the wash, but I'll also be fine trading it before they can adapt. So let's go ahead and play the Skyclaw. Next turn we play Angel here. And then we have a pretty decent removal spell, I guess. Okay, 4/4 Vigilance. Whenever a modified creature you control dies, manifest the top card of your library. Okay. I guess I can afford to pay the 3 energy here. I don't need to pay 2 from that. So let's attack here. And yeah, I guess I'll take the action. And now I have 2 4-powered flyers, which is pretty great. And if they play... I mean, I'm assuming they're going to kill one of these here now. Worm Coil Larva. Death Touch Lifelink. Okay, that's probably our better static prison target. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. So I can pay 5 energy here to put a counter and give this vigilance and lifelink. Is that worth it? Probably. Okay, we still have 4 energy. I mean, that's a good amount. This can also give us 2 more. And I'm probably just going to hold this in hand for if they kill one of these, I can get it back. Yeah, they didn't have an answer. Wow. This has been powerful. Gotta say. Boy, would this be good if we were on the play, but I can't really complain too much. Got Kite on 1, and then... well, they do 2. And then we get to decide what we're doing on 2 here. Probably Conduit Goblin. That way Amped Raptor can cast a bigger spell off the top of our library. So let's lead here. I don't know if I should have traded on second thought there. I'm probably fine racing in this deck. So I don't know why I did that so quickly. Alright, so they took the soul... not took it, but... they got the Soul Trader as well. Pay a life, sack another creature. So let's do this. Get 3 energy. I think. Right? Yeah. Get 3 energy. Take action and attack with it here. And then next turn we play Amped Raptor. We can kill their Soul Trader and potentially cast a 6-drop off of our deck, which we don't really have any, but... okay. So we probably have to kill this now. Well, no, we have to kill this because they can sacrifice another creature. So it's just gonna... that's gonna hold us back a little bit as a 3/4 now, which is a little annoying. Oh, that's also so good. Yeah, that's incredible. Okay. Wow. What are we doing here? I mean, we have to delay Thraben Charm by a turn, but that's fine with me. I mean, they might just be dead by that time that comes into play. Alright, give me something good. I will take it. Because we can also give... oh my gosh. Look at all of this. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm going to give it here so that I can attack with it and then pay 3 energy, give it plus two counters as well. I mean, jeez, this is crazy. The synergy in this format and the synergy in this deck. Feeling pretty good. Now, there's a lot of powerful stuff they can do as well, so let's see what they've got as a response here. 5 mana. Concede. Okay. That worked out pretty well. All right, we go first again. Leadership less good in this starting hand, but I do think this means we don't have to play it as a land. We've already got 3. If we draw a 5-drop or something, maybe we could play it. But I'm just going to play the Evangel on 2 now. Right? Yeah. And then Amped Raptor next turn. Oh, they have a discharge as well. Okay. That's okay. And less okay because they still get to keep 2 energy left over. That card is so good. Okay. Mountain off the top wouldn't be horrible, so we could Amped Raptor and Galvanic Discharge here. No. I'm going to go ahead and be mana efficient, play the Inventor, get the energy, and if I don't draw a land, I'll play this as a tapped land here. But I did draw the land, so that's great. So now we can just Galvanic Discharge, pay 1 energy here. Still have some left over, and then also play the Amped Raptor, get 2 more, flip this, cast it for 5, or for free, I guess. Get him in. Oh my gosh, what is this turn? That turn was incredible. We killed their creature, played a 2/1, played a 3/4, played a 1/1 flyer. What? Oh my gosh. Let's go. Glyph Elemental land drop. 3/3. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just go ahead and get rid of their creature here. Do they have a counterspell or something? Yeah, Ether Spike. Okay. So counter it unless I pay 4? Sure. Or yeah, unless I pay 4. Okay, so that gets countered. And so this doubles the creature's power and it gains first strike. There's not a way we win here, right? So Inventor's Axe gets +2/+0, so this could be 5, and then I could double its power to 10, 11, 12, 13, so no. So I guess we just do this here. Okay. Guess I'll hold on to the axe. So this can, like, trade up a little bit, potentially. Glimpse the Impossible. So they get to exile the top 3. They can play any of them. And then if they don't play, then they get a spawn for each one that they don't play. So they get 3 spawns here. That's okay. Then those are just chump blockers. Okay, are they get to... I feel like they're going to go ahead and, like, next turn drop some enormous 8-drop that, like, wins the game. Or concede, I suppose. I'll take that option. Alright, I said the deck wasn't great. What are we, 5-0? Don't jinx it now. Alright, we go first, and gosh, if any one of these were a plains, this hand would be so good. Unfortunately, I have no guarantee I can cast anything in my hand, so I guess we'll send it back. And, you know, I mean, not too bad. I guess we'll send a Plains, that way we can go Guide of Souls into Conduit Goblin here and keep the Prowess Monk in the hand. Man, if that first hand had a Plains, we would be off and running, but I can't complain too much about this mulligan. In fact, I think I can attack on turn 2 with a flying hasty creature. I don't know if I'll want to, because I can only give another creature haste. Yeah, another target creature. So we're going to get 3 energy. Yeah, I can't do it exactly. So let's decline and attack for 1. Oh, I can. Do I want to? Make it a 3/4 flyer? It's going to be a huge target, but if they don't have removal, I mean, that's going to be pretty hard to deal with. I mean, attacking with a 3/4 flyer on turn 2. Like, what is this format? So now we need to, you know, rely on the top of our library, but we did mulligan here, and looks like they did have the removal spell, so that's going to make our life a whole lot more difficult. Not great. Is that an instant? It is an instant, so we can deal 2 damage to a creature. Yeah, when you mulligan, you kind of just have to roll with the punches of not having a lot of cards in your hand and relying on the top of your deck for your action. Yeah, I don't think I can allow that. I mean, not that we're doing really anything else here. We can cast Pinnacle Monk next turn, getting back Thraben Charm, so there's a little bit of card advantage. Nyxborn Unicorn is a 2/2. Do I want to attack? Not while they have priority right now. That doesn't seem like a good idea to me, so let's just do this and get back the Thraben Charm. And then next turn we can actually kill the Nyxborn Unicorn through any sort of funny business, so... Actually, Thraben Charm can kill the Unicorn straight up, because this is an enchantment creature. So that's pretty good. Let's see what else they have, though. Eerie Auxiliary. That's a good one. Or am I going to want to kill the Eerie Auxiliary instead? This thing does have Mentor, but they're on the back foot. It's not really going to be attacking too much. I wouldn't think. I'd love to draw like a Galvanic Discharge. That would be insane. Smelted Charge Bug. So I can play Evangel, play Charge Bug, get 2 energy, proliferate that energy, Give the charge bug haste. No, that's still not that great. Conversely, I can play like the Evangel and then Thraben Charm and then attack with the Pinnacle Monk. And then next turn play the Charge Bug, get some energy, use it from the Goblin. I think that's a little bit better. So let's do this. How do I want to do this? I think I have to kill the Flyer? And then we do... I think I'll be okay trading this off here if they want to. Looks like they don't. That's fine. Alright, I'm worried about the size of creature they could play that would kind of stonewall our whole board here, but we do have a decent play. If they can't play another creature, our current board state's going to be pretty good. Because we can give the Charge Bug haste, and then have it attack, pay another energy. Oh, man. That's also very good. I can't do it yet. I'm going to see if they go for some sort of combat trick. And then, let's see. Go to combat, give this haste. So when it attacks, you can pay 1 energy and it gets +1/+0 and menace until end of turn for another creature. So I can do that for the Evangel here. Now these both have menace. They're probably going to kill something, but... So this is attacking for 6 right now. No? Okay. Alright, go ahead. Alright, I gotta hope they don't have another one here. Or another way to protect it. Let's see. I'm going to try to do this in response now that they got their combat trick out of the hand. I mean, if they have another one, good for them. They had another one. Unfortunately, they should have probably done it in a different order. Do they have a chance to respond after I pay energy? Because now I'm just not going to pay any energy. Yeah, I just pay 0. I mean, they had 2 combat tricks. Sure. Alright, they did keep a card on top. Let's see what they kept on top here. It is whatever this is. Another creature would be pretty good. Amped Raptor would be great. We're pretty close here. We're kind of at the point where they could have something to blow us out if we attacked all, which would be a little annoying. They clearly kept something on top. I just don't know what it is. Decree of Justice making 2 1/1s. Okay. Not too bad for us. Worse things have happened, I guess. Land is not what we need. But I guess we might have, with double menace, I think we actually had lethal there. Because we could have given 2 things menace, and then they could have only blocked 2 creatures, and then died to the rest. Nice. Alright, we go first again, and gosh, if this was just one of the planes. or the MDFC that had the white attached to it. It would be so good. I don't think I can risk it. The hand does nothing if I can't cast my spells. So we'll keep this one here. Keep 6, and I guess get rid of that because this can just enter the battlefield as a land if we want it to. I guess both of the mulligans we've had have actually been pretty good because we've had Guide of Souls on turn 1 both times. So we'll do Charge Bug here. Get an energy, get 2 energy, attack, and pay 3 energy. Wow. Alright, do they have the answer to Guide of Souls now? If they do, that's pretty good. If they don't... So whenever another creature enters the battlefield in your control, you gain a life. And then they can blink creatures, that's fine. So let's do this. Let's get 3 energy. Get another energy. Attack. I don't think I need to do that. I will pay 3 again. And put it here, though. What is this start? Alright, they're in the removal colors. If they're going to remove something, they probably got to kill this Guide of Souls pretty quickly. Because if we draw another energy card, like, game over. Because then this is going to be a 4/4 flyer. Alright, they're reading it. I feel like if they had the removal, they would have just snapped it off. Marionette Apprentice. That's a fun card. I don't know if they'll have time. Okay, they gain 2. They also still have priority here. Don't know what that could be. So I could pay 1 energy left to give this +1/+0 in Menace. That doesn't technically accomplish much. I mean, I guess it kills the Conjurer here. I don't know what they have for this. It's too early in the format for me to know what sort of combat trick they could have here. Really unfortunate that we weren't able to draw anything else that we could have cast. Like, if we had drawn that 3/2 Flying Dragon, like, we could have attacked with a 5/4 Flying Dragon with haste or something. No, not haste, because this doesn't give haste, but we would have had 3 more energy to give this flying. Yeah, so I care about you gaining life more than I do me losing life. But it looks like they have some sort of trick to protect whatever they were doing anyway. Yeah, I mean, I don't know these cards well enough yet. So +1/+1 counter and indestructible. Okay. Well, if they've got removal, this will be interesting. Unfortunately, Pinnacle Monk is not going to get anything back to our hand as we only have a creature in there. But it is going to be a 5-mana 2/2 Prowess, which is better than a land. Ooh, modified creatures you control have lifelink. I don't like that. That makes this race harder. Okay, go to damage. Maybe we have lethal next turn. I mean, it's going to depend if they've got removal and stuff. Even if they can kill one of these, I think the axe is probably going to be lethal on the other one. They have to gain 2 life here, which they can do with the Conjurer attacking. So they're going to be at 6, and if they play any other creature, they'll be at least 7. So they have to play a creature and kill one of these, I think. Yeah, a flying creature will kind of do as well. Oh gosh, it gives everything lifelink now. Because of this. Yikes. Okay, can I race this? They're going to gain 7 life now. Yikes. Alright. Go to 12? Is that lethal? So I play this, I get 2 energy, and then I attack all, I give this flying. And +2/+2. And then Siege Smash could bounce or trample over the auxiliary here. I don't know if it's lethal, but it's got to be pretty close, right? So then I attack all. I don't pay this energy, but I do pay this energy. Give it here. And then this gives +3/+2 and trample. This is currently lethal. Prowess. Attack over -2. Holy cow, folks. We just went 7-0 in our first Modern Horizons 3 draft with a busted red-white energy aggro deck that we had to mulligan twice and still won those games. What is this deck like? The synergy that this deck had was absolutely incredible. I didn't think I was going to have that much energy, but Metastatic Evangel was an overperformer. Amped Raptor was great. I never cast or drew a Fanged Flames. Siege Mass won us the game. I never drew Reiterating Bolt in 7 games. Static Prison was better than I thought it would be. Guide of Souls was incredible. Triple Conduit Goblin won us a ton of games. What a draft. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. This format is going to be sweet. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you Friday in 2 days for your next daily draft.